This video is on the objective understand the relationship between scatterplots and tables and determine patterns. And this is the second video on this objective. Hopefully you watched the first one where I went over some of the instruction and we talked about scatterplots and looking at them to determine if there's some sort of positive linear or negative linear pattern or some other kind of pattern, but we're going to mostly be focusing on linear patterns. Also in the first video I showed you how to use the calculator to graph a scatter plot and also find the best fitting line for that scatter plot, the regression line. And I'm going to do all that again here, but with a different problem. Alright, so again, if you want to see more about this, click on more instruction at the bottom of the question and read their notes, look at their videos, their examples. Hopefully those help you out. Alright, so here, Horace keeps track of the amount of time he studies and the score he gets on his quiz. The data are shown in the table below. Which of the scatter plots below accurately records the data? Alright, now these are nice small whole numbers, so you could actually probably do a hand drawing of this pretty easily. Right, and there are only 5 pairs of data here. 1 hour studying corresponds to a quiz score of 2. And so you got 1, 2, 2, 4, 3, 7, 4, 7, 5, 8. It wouldn't be that hard to draw by hand. But I did want to, I said I would do this again in this video, refresh your memory as to how to do this on your calculator. So, obviously turn it on. And, I'm going to make lists, right? 2 lists of data where I'll have the hours studying be on the x-axis. These will be x coordinates. And I'll have the quiz scores be on the y-axis. These will be the y coordinates. So I'll put the x coordinates down one list and the y coordinates down a separate list. So you hit the stat button, right, go edit, and then down L1 or whatever empty list you have, just make sure you know which one has the x coordinates. I put the hours of studying, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then down L2, or again some other empty list, as long as you keep track. The quiz scores, and again make sure they line up with the correct hours of studying. Right, these pairs go hand in hand. You can't just jumble them up. So I got 2, 4, 7, 7, and 8. Alright, so get out of here, quit. Right, now if you'd like to see a scatter plot, right, go to the stat plot area. It's above y equals. So second stat plot. And I'll just go to plot 1 here, turn it on, and then the type, leave it at the first type. That first type with all the dots on it is a scatter plot. X coordinate list is L1, Y coordinate list is L2, or whatever list you have them in. And the mark just tells me what the little dots are going to look like. Little boxes, little plus signs, or little dots. I'll do little boxes. Alright, then I'm going to go to zoom. Hit zoom and hit the number 9. The number 9 is zoom stat. And what it does is it changes the window up so that all your statistical plots can be seen. Right, my stat plot 1. And you can see what the window is. It's from 0.6 to 5.4 on the x-axis, from 0.98 to 9.02 on the y-axis. Alright, it looks, looking at this scatter plot, right, it looks as though, again, the data are going from lower left to upper right. As the number of hours studying increases, it seems that the quiz scores are also increasing, tending to increase. So if that's the case, if the data are going up and to the right like this, I would say that these variables, right, the hours studying and the quiz score, have a positive linear relationship. And I'd say it's pretty strong. These points look like they're forming almost a straight line. Right, there's a little bit off here. And what I'm going to do is show you again how to graph that best line. All right, the line that best fits this data, the regression line. Just to oppose this, if all the data were going down to the right, if they were tending downward as I moved right, then I would say that the data have a negative linear relationship. All right, well anyway, back here on the assignment, see which ones fit this. Let's see, 1, 2, 2, 4, 3, that's 3, 8, 4, 8. It's 1, 2, 2, 4, 3, 7, 4, 7, and 5, 8. Those are the points. This is the scatter plot here. All right. Now, like I said, there's a best fitting line. So how do we find this? So let's get out of here. Now, if you want to find that best fitting line and graph it, hit the Stat button. I go over to Calculate, and then you see number 4. It says linreg ax plus b. That's linear regression, and then the form of the line y equals ax plus b, where a is the slope, b is the y-intercept. I go down to this, hit enter, and then it wants what are the x coordinates? L1. Right? What are the y coordinate? What's the y coordinate list? L2. There are no frequency lists. And then calculate. Right. And then you see that the best fitting line to these points, these 5 points here, is the line y equals 1.5x plus 1.1. Right? Slope of 1.5 and a y-intercept of 1.1. Now if you want to graph this along with your scatter plot, graph it like you would any other line. Right? You go to y, hit the y equals button, and you see how plot 1 is in black up here? That's my scatter plot. That means it's being graphed. And then in the y1 equals or whatever y equals, I want to enter that regression line. Now the numbers weren't very big. I can just put 1.5x plus 1.1, right? A was 1.5, B was 1.1. But you can do this as well. Go to Variables, hit the Vars button, hit number 5 for statistics, and then go over to this thing where it says equations. And you see regression, reg equa, right? Regression equation, just hit that, and look. Y equals 1.5x plus 1.1. And now look at the graph. There's your scatter plot, and then here's our line of best fit, our regression line, our regression equation. And you see how this line here is like the line that's going to come closest to hitting all these points with as little error as possible. All right. So just wanted to show you how to get that again. Okay, and we're going to go into finding that again later too in other videos. All right. So let me get the calculator off the screen here. Hit submit on that scatter plot. Wonderful, and I believe this is the only part of the question. Yeah. All right, so pretty easy one there, just looking at a scatter plot. The first video I did had a fill in a scatter plot with that best fit line, and then kind of use the best fit line to make a prediction, make an estimate. So hopefully again you watched the first video on this objective. And I'm hoping that these videos I'm making help you, along with the more instruction when you read those. Look at those videos, notes, and examples. Read the answer explanations when they come up. And I'm hoping all this stuff helps you when you work on this material on your own. And thanks for watching.